Okay, so we're at a very advanced stage now, or advanced in the model, should I say. What I'd like to do is keep the model as clean as I can in terms of stray polygons and odd facets when you've got badly constructed polygons. So I do a review pass, so I'll go back now and work from top to bottom. And literally just clean up any odd looking bits of mesh and remove any or as many triangles as I can. So I'll just work away and talk as I'm doing it, and I'm looking for oddities really, so I'll try and explain what I mean as I find them. So there, these two edges were too close together for my liking. Again, whenever, as I've mentioned, whenever you have two edges that are too close together, you'll get a crisp edge, and it's not always what we want. So we'll try and fix as many of those as we can. This little area here worries me. Because we knew that little area inside was going to be a little crease. So what I've done there is changed it now, and we've ended up with two quads here, and that will look infinitely better now when it subdivides, which you'll see in a second. So there it looks, it doesn't have that pinching effect that we would have had with that. So let's just move that in a bit more, keep refining this area here, and then when I close this across now, it won't look quite so bad. Yeah, that's fine. Bring that toe out a little bit, trying to keep the shape of the hoof intact as possible. So we need to tuck this under here now, and to do that I'll split it. See where the split goes first. Comes all the way around underneath. Because of this polygon here, we get a problem. So I think if we correct that, might be an opportunity to correct it. The bottom of feet, not the most sensitive of areas really, because obviously you're not going to see much animation. So if you have any problems that you want to hide, bottom of the feet's a great place to do it. And if you're doing a project that doesn't really matter if you have triangles or not, then wherever possible, if you stick them down underneath, then they're out of the way. This is looking like some sort of a odd, crazy jigsaw puzzle, which is not really what I'm after. If you remember, what I'm trying to do here is to get a run along this line here. So by doing that, I think we've got it. Yeah. And then split it like so, and then check it in sub D, and we'll just bring that, what will be a folder skin, down across. Like so. Gives you a nice ridge of skin there. Another split there. And I think we're going to do the same sort of thing. So here because we've split it across, didn't see that there. There's an odd polygon there, and I've just done a silly thing there by extruding an edge for some reason, so I hit the wrong key. So as you can see, we're just looking for ways to make these, you can see the feet on the back there looking better. Okay, let's just join these up, and then I'm going to have to run some splits up here which will give us some triangles, unfortunately. I'll leave it there for now. Okay, just notice we've lost a bit of volume on the hoof front there, so we'll pull that back. I'd like a crisper edge around the bottom of this foot, so the way to do that is to run a split all the way around and keep it close to the base like so. So when that subdivides now, it's a nice crisp edge. So fine with that leg. Let's just have a look if there's many triangles around on that leg. I'll just do a split around the calf there. Oops, one too many splits. So around the calf there is all I wanted. Just doing a bit of smoothing while I'm here. Clean up house while we're visiting. Okay, so go to object mode F, selection. I want to select by special geometry option, and now we'll have a look. So I want to select faces with sides less than 4. So anything with sides less than 4, select. So that's going to let me see how many triangles I've got. So we've got one down here, one here, one here, one here, literally wherever we've done bits. So we haven't got that many to remove really. What can be a problem is if you've got one down here and it's miles away from any other one. When you come into the end of a modelling process, simply because it can be hard to then, without putting splits in, it becomes hard because it's so far away from another triangle. So we'll lose these two now, and then we know we've got no triangles at the bottom. So what we need to do is do another split that will go from one of them to the other. So I'm going to run a split from there right the way down this toe and along the bottom to here. So let's go back and review that. So the split from there to there isn't a problem because it gives us an edge there which makes it more crisp on the edge of that horn. And what we'll do is so that's that one turned into a quad, which is good. Go back down underneath. If you remember, we split to here, so we'll make that now a good quad. I'm going to just quickly select all those there and clean that up with a smooth because it's really annoying. And then while I've got this foot like that, I'll shape the bottom of the foot because it wasn't looking at all foot-like. There we go. So back to the task in hand. We've got triangle here, triangle here. So I've joined that to that. Remove those faces. That gives us all quads, I think. There we go. And again, there's some nasty geometry here, but really doesn't matter because it's the base of a foot. Far too much probably than we need for this sort of project. But we haven't got a polygon limit, so we're fine. Okay, so back to select the whole object, select special geometry option, and select triangles again. And as you can see, no triangles at all on no tries on the leg. And we've got two here, one there and one there, which are quite close, and one really silly one there, which we'll get rid of in a moment. So first, let's get rid of this one. So what we can do is, I don't want to put any more splits that way through the body. So I'll look at where we need to put splits, and I probably would say it needs it here. So we'll change the flow. What I have been doing quite a lot that you will have seen is selecting 2 points, that one and that one for example, and then cutting across with X. Now there's a tool that a lot of artists use in a lot of programs called spin edge. So if you select that edge and then call up spin edge, which is there, which is / and hit it, you can see that the edge has moved around, so it literally is spinning within the two quads. Now I'll just use the keyboard now. As you can see, the edge is spinning around. Now it's a quicker way. I just got in the habit of using the cut and the delete edge. So as you can see now, if I just, it's gone dark because it's now not a non-planar face, so I'll just smooth it to get rid of that, and as you can see, it's moved that triangle right across for me there. So we'll use that again in a minute and show you that. Let's just keep moving this triangle. So you can, another way of moving a triangle is to merge, as you can see. So let's move the triangle to there now. We're actually moving it across bit by bit. So I could do that again, merge. Again, it's joining those two. Let's just smooth that back out a little bit like so. So already the triangle's moved right across the back. Now if we pull that out like so and run a split down, we'll eventually meet here and lose that edge, and that should have got rid of that triangle, and that's got rid of that one. And it gives us a nice clean back to work with. Let's just put in some spinal shape back in, like so. And that, I think, corrected all of those triangles down there. This seems a lot of work actually, just correcting triangles. It really does depend on the job that you're doing. Some studios will not let you model any other way. Others, depending on the type of model that you're doing, have a different set of rules. So it's good to be able to do it if you need to, and depending on the job that you're doing, really is whether you use it or not. So next one was up here. Now this is a very easy one to correct, and it's always easy to correct if you're near a center line here, because all you do is simply take that edge away and then just work your way in like so, and that's done, corrected in seconds. what that's highlighted is that I can get away with putting in a couple of splits, actually one through here, so we can give the shoulder blades more definition, and one through here. So what we'll do is split this one, then split this one, and then use what we've just done there. Because we've got them quite close together, we'll clean them up as we go along. Bring that one up there, like so. And they're already quite close together, as you can see. Let's just do a bit of spin in the edges, as we did before. Add in an edge. Just get rid of that point there, and delete that edge. And that's corrected all of that. Nice flow around there. Just have a look under the arm, an area we haven't looked at for a while. I seem to remember there was some issues down here. Well, we've obviously got some 5-sided polygons here, so we'll get rid of these straight away. And this might generate more triangles back, as you can see, but I just want to get rid of the ones that I know about. So I'm going to have a look now for F to select the model, selection, special geometry. Just have a quick look at what there is. So there's that triangle I've just put there, I'm fine with that. There's a triangle there on the neck which I'm going up to fix. One there and one on the head, nothing major. So we'll now go in and select faces with more than 4 sides, and we can see now, let's just double check. So there's one on the knee that we left behind, which is simply because we didn't split it through the middle there. That's that one corrected, and that then cries out for a split around the bottom to give us a nice crisp edge. Whoops, doing the wrong thing there. Okay, so select it again. So that's that one gone. So we've got one underneath. Now we know there's a 5-sided there and a triangle there, so we can very quickly remedy that. So bring that along there with a split. We'll go into our merging that we were doing. So you can see it's come down there now nicely. Bringing them together. And again, however you feel, whether it's spin edge or split, totally up to you. And different packages, this is obviously for silo, different packages have different ways of doing things. So I mean, here I could just delete all those edges like so, and then just connect them back up. Another way of doing it. All the same, really. And that's that one gone. So let's go back, select special geometry, more. Okay. one down here that's been missed, and that leaves me with a triangle down there, which is a bit of a pain, really. So what I'm going to do is fit a split in down here, which I probably would have done later. So I'll split all the way up to here for now. Even out the polygon distribution like so. So that's gone down at that end now. Split all the way up the back. Getting quite dense in some areas now. Got to start being careful, really, that we don't go too extreme with the polygon count. At this is a later stage of the modelling. That's what I was going to say, early stage, but it's not. We're coming to the to a detailing stage now. So we can add lots of detail, but there's no point in adding detail that you don't actually need. So it's still a case for being careful, and not to add unnecessary amounts of geometry. Really, you can see that the his buns formed quite naturally. Really, we didn't have to do a lot of work to get those looking like that. They just formed as we were building the rest around, which shows that we've got reasonably good anatomy. That area is not good, so simply because there's some bad flow around there, it's not giving us particularly good edge flows, which might lead to problems. So we can have a look at that. It's that last split that caused that for us, which is really because I missed it. It happens a lot. Okay, his cheeks need to come down a bit lower, so we'll come into good old favourite soft selection. Just drag his cheeks to where we need them, like so. Just looking for opportunities while we're there. Okay, go back yet again. Go to selection. Still got soft selection on that, so we'll turn that off. So we're okay now. We know we've got one on the hand there, which I don't think is a problem, if I remember rightly. Yeah, we just need to split that through it, so that one's done. Now, just check what it is we've got here. So we've got a 5-sider there, 5-sider there. Again, two, very easy to correct. Problem down there, one on the chin. So we know where all those are now, so we can quickly come in and fix these. and these are very easy areas to correct because they're right next to a seam. Just simply split them away. And we're going to need lots of geometry down here because this will be a very baggy neck. There'll be lots of wrinkles down here, so absolutely no problem with that. Going back, right back where we were now. Just seeing some opportunities while I'm up here to add more geometry selectively. I remembered thinking about doing that earlier and didn't do it. Double check where they are now. So there's that one on the neck and that one and that one. Okay. Let's just have a look what opportunities we've got. So amazingly we've got a triangle right next to a five-sided, which is about the easiest one you can fix. So you just turn the triangle into a quad, which alleviates the problem on the five-sider. There was one here by the nose, which again, as it's so close, to the center line, it's incredibly easy to fix. We just even the distribution out, and actually that's a split that we would have put in anyway, to get the crease behind the nasal fold. So no problem with that one. And then got a triangle there and a five-sider there. So what we'll do is split our way around with this first of all, which doesn't give us any problems really, and we would want that geometry there anyway. We'll split it to there and then come across the head, and this is an area where we'll put lots of wrinkles anyway, so we can work our way back and get rid of that one there. So I think that corrected both of them in one fell swoop. This is a loop that I quite like to split again. That gives us some more wrinkles around the forehead. Let's just sink that in. Okay, another quick way to look, as we started with, is to have a look at that scene info. So it's still saying we've got two more than five-siders and three-siders. So at this stage I'm going to switch off mirroring. So I'm working on just this one half, and then tell me where they are. And you might have to look inside the mesh. And another way is to just pull them across like so. There's one hidden there in the foot and one up there in the head, or two up there in the head. So as you can see, it's pretty much behind the ear. Would have been a nightmare to find. And the other one was down in the foot here. Whoops. That's just simply because we lost a join there. That's that one corrected. And behind the ear here, which we will correct with a split from the centre line. As I said, anyone that's near a centre line is very easy to correct. Like so. And then just delete the faces that you don't need. So we've still got three. Down here you've got 2,100 4-siders and three-siders. So last job we'll quickly go back to faces with less than 4. Let's find those. Having difficulty locating it, but it's here somewhere. Last couple to do. Whoops, added it to the ear by mistake then. What's that one? Cleaned. Smooth it down a bit. And then one single triangle left, which I remember was under here somewhere. There she is. Ended up adding a point by mistake there. Okay, just clean it up here. And just smooth it. That was the final thing. So we should now have a mesh, a solid mesh that's constructed out of 2,143 quads. If I instance mirror option back on, we're very close to the concept. We've got, when I mirror it across permanently instead of just using the instance, that'll be a solid model. It's going to be 4,286 quads, which is still fairly low poly. but with it being 100% quads now, there's very little chance that we could mess it up and add in triangles, because once you've got a solid mesh like so, everything that you do will be a split. Generally, obviously you can add triangles by splitting a quad, but if you keep to the principle that you want to keep the quads, it's very straightforward, not adding any more. So if I just smooth that, like so, and then I'll just go to object display mode, and we'll change that to smooth shade, and we'll turn off hide the wireframe. So that will give you a quick look at the mesh. Lose this now, and you can see it's got the overall shape that we need. Everything from now on is detailing, and the fact that, as I've said already, it's got 100% quads makes life very much easier for us.